Giant Trader. It is Thursday morning. So as usual, we're going to take a look here at Bitcoin, at crude oil, and at natural gas. But first of all, we'll take a look at a couple different charts here on NVDA, which had absolutely blowout numbers yesterday. Okay, this video is for information purposes only, not a recommendation of advice on any stock market ETF. Please like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Okay, here I have the first chart of NVIDIA. Here you can see where I have all the trend lines going here, okay? Now, yesterday they came out after hours, and they just had completely just blowout numbers. I mean, 39 billion for the quarter. So again, if this stock pulls back anything, it's a buying opportunity. I'll tell you why, because about another month from now, they're going to introduce all their new products. And I think that's going to send this stock much, much higher. But here's what we have, okay? You can see where we had this high, and lower high situation. Okay, I'll show you another chart here, but this is, I just want to show you these trend lines. So if this comes all the way down here and you start losing some of these trend lines, you can come all the way down to the bottom here, which is about 119 level, okay? Very, very easy. Now there's a retest there at 113.1, but look for that 119 to hold, because this would be that trend line here from the bottom all the way on to the top of there. Now, if you explode and get above this area right here, this is that 143 level, then we can rock and red all the way up to the 153. Very, very easy. So if you want to just take a look at this trend line, you can go to finviz.com, and they have all these charts just like this already all laid out there for you. Okay, now let's actually take a look at one of my charts here. Okay, here we have NVIDIA. Here you have a daily, you have a 1 minute, you have a 5 minute chart here. Now, yesterday after hours, this was actually a great trade. It got as high as 136.60, okay? Now, I sold out. I just put an order. I had my finger on the trigger, and I had it at 135. It hit 136. I just clicked it in, and I got 136. I think it's 136.02 or something like that. So I didn't get all the way up to the top there, but I came in pretty good. Now you can see here, while we have this sideways action going on here now. Okay, so we're sitting right around that 132.28 level. But again, this is just going to go sideways kind of an action. Now, when we look at a daily chart here, okay, so you can see here where yesterday, this is yesterday's chart here, okay, so it's not moving. It rallied right on up here, but where did it go? It went right into that 50 SMA here. After hours, it got just a little bit above that 135, and then we had that 136 area. This is why I clicked it in at 136. I'm looking at that maximum top there, and because you're going through all this resistance, the 50-day to 8-day, and she stopped pretty much where that 100-day was, went up 10 cents above that 100 SMA here, okay? So that was a really good trade. So today what we're watching is going to watch and see if we can get back above that 50, that 134.06. That's going to be big resistance, and that 135, and then that 136.50 level, that 100-day. If you can, then we just rock it up to the top of here, 138.59. We come up here at that 140, 146, and then we have this retest here at 143.44. Now, if you look at my previous chart I just showed you before that, this was that 153 level. Okay, here's that 148.97 level, and then here's that 143.44 level. See when he had that trend line on there? See that high, lower high, lower high? See, and all they do is they just put the trend line going on right on there. I should put them right on these charts here, but then there's so much to look at there, okay? That's why reason I don't. But you can look at that other chart there. Just go to finviz.com, and it shows you exactly where you're running into that trend line situation. Now, if this is lost here, this is your big retest. This is 113 level. But if you look at the bottom of this candle here, you're looking at that 119 level, which is going to be very, very strong support here. And then again, if that's lost, that's that 113. But right now, what you really want to watch on the downside here is this 21-day at that 129.96. And then right here is that 126.40. That was that key 200 SMA here, okay? And then we can go here to the bottom of this candle here. That's that 124.44. But right now, we're just trading this range, okay, that 21-day, 200-day on the downside, upside that 50-day, the 8-day, and that 100-day on the upside here. Okay, so always look at here is when we have those big earnings like this, after the pre-market and aftermarket is your friend. You can make some really, really good money. I dumped out of there on my trading position here. I still have a long position in NVIDIA, but that was a really good trading position. But when you look at, you don't know, say, oh, I don't know where this is going to go. See this big candle what we had going here. Always look at what the resistance is, and yesterday I just looked at what the maximum would be that 136.50. Came in with 136.60, so just a little above. So I dumped it out there at that 136 area. Very, very nice trade. Okay, let's take a look here now at Bitcoin. Okay, here we have the Bitcoin daily chart here all stretched out here. Okay, so what we had here, you ran right on up here into this 50 days. We had this sideways action. Okay, so we were building a nice bull flag descending wedge situation here, but then it just carried on, carried on, carried on. And then you notice it just was sideways action and you couldn't get through that 50-day on a closing basis. Look how strong that resistance. This is why you trade the charts because you know where it's going. Okay, so then once we put this lower low in, okay, that's really a never good situation. And then what I always look for is these crossovers. See how that 21 crossed over the 50-day? See how that 8 crossed over? That's your first tail when that 8 crosses over. And then you can't get through it. And then we just put this series of lower lows all the way in here. Okay, so now what we have is what they call just an inside day. Your high and low is within the previous day. So let's look at the downside here first. Okay, so you want to watch at today's low, that's at 83, 820, and then we want to go to yesterday's low, that got as low as 82, 185 level. Okay, so we were looking for this level here, and we that all lost. But what you're really looking here, if it keeps on selling, is right here. Okay, this is that gap. 80,670, and then we're going to look at the top of this candle here at that 77,930. Okay, so your gap and then your fill, and then we're going to have this nice 200 SMA here at 76,209. Now, it would be just nice if this came right down here, held that 200-day, and then we could rally up. But that's usually not how trading really works. That's really too easy. Okay, so that's what you're looking for on the downside is that 76,209. Now, I'm not saying it can't go lower because what we have is if we look at the top of this candle here, you got 74,855. Okay, so that could come down now. Everybody's calling for that 75 area, and that could very well come right on down here. But as long as we close back above this 76,209, you're fine. Okay, so always watch that when it does sell, it can come right on down and shoot down like what you have like a candle here, shoot right on down, break that support level, and then rally right back up here. So again, if we have that gap, that fill, that 200-day, and then again, if that's lost here, then we're going to come over to the top of that candle at 485 level. Now, if it keeps right on going, we just follow the candles down. You got 69, 635 here level, and you could come all the way down here. You're looking at 67, 135. Okay, so there is a lot more support here if this 200-day is lost here. But always look to these gaps and that's filled. Those are good support levels there. And then always look to your key levels of your simple moving averages. Okay, now upside here. Well, today we had a high so far of 87.0515. What you're really looking for here basically is right here. Okay, is that 89,425. That's your 100 simple moving average. Okay, that's going to be very, very key. And then right above that is you got that 89,525, and then we'll come up to the bottom of this candle here at that 91,455, and then we're going to start running right into that 92,254 level. That's that 8-day. That's going to be very, very strong. If we can get above that, then we look to the top of this candle here. This is 92,755. There's your gap. And then look to the bottom here at that 93,570. There's your fill. And then you can start running up into that 21-day, into that 50 SMA here. But what you're going to really need is a catalyst, because you can see here, see how this is starting to waterfall, that 21-day and that 8-day. That's going to be very, very strong resistance. Now, if these two keep on going down and you cross that 100-day, well, that's going to be very, very strong to get back above that situation, okay? So right now for today is just watch yesterday's low. That's at 82, 185. And then basically watch this 100-day on the upside, 89,425. Now you can see here we came all the way down here to like almost like a oversold condition. We bounced right off of that, and now we're curling back up here. Same way with here, you're getting to that oversold condition. So a relief rally is really nothing, But again, the question is you have to get above this and close above these key levels. Okay, let's take a look here now at crude oil and natural gas. Okay, here we have the old crude oil. Now, you can see here we just had that 3 up, 1 down, 3 up, 1 down. And then we only had the 1 up, and they had that big-ass red candle. Now, yesterday we came all the way down here to this level of 68.36 level. We're looking for the bottom of this candle right here at 68.42, okay? So you came in within, 6 cents of that. That was your support level, okay? So everything you need to know about where it's going to the downside is sitting right on the left of your chart, okay? So that's what you had there. Is that 68.36, and that's what you were looking for is that 68.42. So it held it there pretty nice, okay? Now, today we have a green candle here so far, a higher high and a higher low, so we've got to see how this is going to go. Let's take the upside here first, okay? So what you really want to watch is that 69.41 level, okay? And then if it gets above that, we just look right to the bottom of this candle here. That's at 69.80. That's going to be your next resistance level, and then we're going to come down here to 70. 12. Okay, that's going to be your next resistance level, and then we're going to run right into big time 70.62. Okay, that 8-day, very, very key. If you can get above that, then we have this 100-day and your 21-day sitting right around that 71.50 area. Above that, 72.58. Above that, 73.86. But you can see how this 21-day rolling over. Now that's just about ready to cross that 100-day. The 8-day is ready to cross the 100-day, so this is going to be very, very tough resistance. So I would say I'll be doing it is scalping this here long and selling it right into that 8 simple moving average. Okay, that's really realistically the trade. If it gets a little bit higher, we can go to the next level and to the next level and to the next level. But right now, I don't see anything really red. I see a trade here. I don't see anything kind of a long term. Now, on the downside here, we want to watch that 68.36 level, okay, very critical. And then we just bring this price channel right on down to your next level, 66.98, and then we come down here, 66.53, and then we're going to come all the way down to 65.27, okay? So you can see here how when that gets below that 8-day, how it just crushes it above that 8-day, she just goes right on up here nicely, okay? So right now, this is a trade. Just watch yesterday's low, okay? Let me see, I big that up for you a little bit. Okay, just watch yesterday's low. Okay, that 68.36. That's what you're trading against on the downside. If it's lost, then we just keep on going right down to the next levels. Upside here, we're basically looking for the bottom of this candle, that 69.80, and then we're going to look for that 70.62 level. That is going to be your 8 simple moving average. Now, remember, the T-man here does not like that 60 or 70, 80, 90, $100 oil nonsense. He wants that 50, 60 range. Like I would tell you now, the gas, I was over to Sam's there. Gas is down to 271 here, so that's looking very, very nice. Okay, now let's just take a look here at natural gas. Now, natural gas here, we went and we filled this gap here with this candle right here. That was nice. And what we have is just this sideways action, but you notice that we are below that 8-day. So we pretty much have the similar trade to what's going on here. So when we look at your upside target, we're looking at that right now. You had a high of 3.999, so let's call it 4. This is your upside target. It's going to be that 411. Okay, if we get above that, then we can come right up here to this level here, next level, that 418, and then your 420 level. Okay, and then we can come up here to your 430 level, your 436 level, and then your big retest at 447. But that 8-day is going to be very, very critical to get back above. Now, again, you can see here where we closed back above here. We went above here the same way, but yesterday we had that and we closed below it, okay? So today so far we put in a lower low situation. So we put in a low of 3.92. We're looking right to the left there at 3.90. That is your support level. If that is lost here, your next level of support is going to be 3.82. Okay, then we have right here at 3.72, and then we're going to run right into that 50-day at 3.69 and your 21-day at 3.65. But right now, we just have this sideways action, okay? Sideways action. So I'll be looking for a trade here, possibly going up and tagging that 8-day, and then I'll be out of the trade, okay? So there isn't really a whole lot of things. Now, the weather's starting to get warmer here now. So again, we can just, this might be a good a possible scalp down to the short side. If we start losing this 390 area, then we'd be looking for that 50-day and possibly that 21-day. Okay, that's what I got for you. I'll be back here midday trading. We'll take a look here at Bitcoin, crude oil, natural gas, and then we throw something else in the old mix. Now, NVIDIA is holding in there really nice. You're sitting at 132.41 here. That's moving up here. Same way with the tech. Meta is making a good comeback here. And so, technology is going to be a very, very key, I think, going forward. But just remember, look at a seasonality chart. You're usually going to have this kind of a sell-off here till about mid-March, and then we're going to go long. All right, trade what's in front of you, not what you want.